What's going on, my dudes? Chrono here. Welcome back to the channel. So this video is kind of a tough one to make. You guys will probably remember recently I made a video. Dude, this is a rough one. So recently I made a video that I specifically told you guys you don't need to watch this video, right? Let me see if I let me pull it up one sec. So this video right here says you don't need to watch this video. And funny enough, not only did you guys still watch the video, it actually reached roughly my average view counts that I usually get when it comes to videos. I'm gonna move this over. A lot of you guys liked the hell out of that video. You guys liked a lot of it, and I appreciate it. I mean, of course, there are usual dislikes that pop up as they do, and I appreciate it. It had a lot to do with thanks, but it was probably mentioned. Remember, during that video, I mentioned that like I was going into probably a very harrowing situation for myself that would change quite a bit for my future overall. That has since come to pass. And while I can't speak about everything as of yet, because there are still decisions to be made in the situation I'm dealing with, because of what's currently going on, and you guys could see this as a positive or a negative, but I will be essentially moving to full-time content creation for the foreseeable future, at least in the short term. It's not by choice. It's kind of out of necessity, as in like, this is what I'll be doing now. The good news of that situation is I will have substantially more time to work on content overall. We'll be streaming a lot more often, starting with this evening. Actually, we'll be going live around 5 p.m. EST or EDT. And that's probably going to be the goal every day moving forward, at least until this changes. Now, this could change pretty dramatically or pretty rapidly, depending upon, of course, the emails that I receive and the conversations that are had moving forward. And I'll let you guys know about that as that time comes about. But for at least foreseeable future, in the short term, we will be pushing into full-time content creation. That will be over on Twitch and on YouTube. So what does that mean for content in general? First and foremost, you guys are probably going to start seeing, well, you're going to see more streams, obviously. I know I've been saying I want to do more streams. And the funny thing is the other day I had finally sat down and kind of mapped out what I would need to do for my sleeping schedule and for my working schedule and for like my content schedule to be able to balance everything without completely losing myself. And literally the day after I figured that out is when all of this happened. So yeah, unfortunate to say the least. Life likes to throw you curveballs. You just kind of have to roll with the punches. So that is what we will be doing here. We will be pushing into full time, and we will be doing our absolute best to bring you guys as much content as possible. You probably will see more sponsors. You probably will see more variety. When it comes to gaming. I mean, if I'm going to stream all the time, I do need to have time where I'm not playing PSO2 all the time, if at least for my sanity. I'm not like that with any game. I can't stick to one thing consistently all the time, no matter what. I will have to deviate and do other things as well. So like even today, we won't have a ton of time to play PSO2 because of maintenance. So we'll likely be transitioning into BDO in the latter half of the stream and doing a bunch of farming there. You guys will likely see PSU finally pop back up on the docket. You'll likely start to see, I know Skulls wants me to play some Sonic Speed Simulator with her. We have games like The First Descendant. We have other games. I mean, more Final Fantasy 14 probably will work on that because that one's going to be a little bit more difficult with the whole subscription situation, but we'll figure that out as we go along. And just in general, more of what I've always wanted to do, but never really had time to do. Well, whether or not I want the time, I now have it. So we're going to start using that time the way we've always talked about using it. So yeah, again, this is a good thing, maybe a bad thing. We don't know just yet. It depends on the answers to everything I'm working on. And as that situation progresses and as I learn more about it that I can talk about, I'll let you guys know. And as it completes or finishes out, I'll tell you exactly what happened from start to finish. So we'll have that conversation as time goes on, but for the foreseeable future, at least as of right now, we are moving into full-time content creation. I know some of you guys are like, yay. I know a lot of you guys that know this from the opposite and are like, oh crap, that's not, that really sucks. And it does put me in a very, very uncomfortable situation that I'm not super fond of. I do like having a full handle on everything, as I'm usually the one that kind of covers everything. And right now that's kind of up in the air. And it's not a great feeling. It's not in the slightest. So this is probably my like fourth time trying to record this video because I wanted to not come off in a negative manner. And of course, my haters out there will probably be super excited. The few of you guys that exist, I appreciate you guys still showing up to dislike the videos. Any interaction actually is a positive interaction for for YouTube. It might not be positive for my mental health, but it is positive for YouTube. So all interactions actually are helpful for the videos, as bad as some of them may be. And you'll probably find that when you look at a lot of other creators who tend to rage bait. You're like, why are you doing this? Why would you want me just to hate your video? It's like, because it's an interaction, bro. You yelling in the comments and you disliking the video is actually helping them. It's kind of wild. But that is a bit of a tangent. As you guys can plainly see, nothing has changed as far as tangents are concerned in my channel. So that will still be a thing. But as far as like how streams are going to go, we will likely always start up with PSO2, take care of our dailies, take care of weeklies. If something insane is going on, like there's a lot to farm, we'll probably have just full on PSO2 streams, but it's likely going to be structured in a way where we open with PSO2 and then we close out the stream with some form of variety, whether it be we transition into another MMO or we play whatever story-based game we're playing at the time. We likely will also be moving into doing YouTube streams, and I will look into possibly setting those up to be able to stream directly to YouTube. We won't have the YouTube channel totally bombarded with tons and tons of like, you know, tons and tons of lives like on intermixing the videos. They'll likely be held in their own playlist, unlisted. So you guys will be able to still access them. I'll put them front and center, but I'll put them in their own playlist so you're not being spammed in your sub boxes every time we finish a stream. But you will see them. I'll likely also look into how X streams work out. I know some of you guys are like, oh God, go over to what. We'll likely look at how those work out. That way you guys receive more pointed notifications. Maybe you don't always get the tweets when they go live or the posts when they go live, but you'll be able to see it if you ever open up your phone or you ever open up X throughout the day. It'll pop up at the very top letting you know that we're live. So that's something we'll likely work on as well. But it depends on how OBS's current situation works out with their current plugins. I'm currently using a newer version of OBS, and I'm going to see if the new multi-stream plugin that has recently popped up is in a stable state. I don't want to work backwards. I always want to work forward. So that's something that we'll likely see worked on. And then, of course, I'll pull you guys on some things we can look into and some things we can work on, some things we might play in the near future. I know a lot of you guys have been looking forward to me playing some other stuff. I know I've talked about wanting to play more PSU for the longest time. We will definitely play Monster Hunter Wilds when it pops up. I'll likely play with a bunch of friends that are very into Monster Hunter, so you'll likely see more collaboration stuff. I'm in the talks of getting Skulls into Monster Hunter because she's wanted to try it out, so that should be super cool if we can get her into playing some Monster Hunter. I think this will be a good introduction for her, as World originally was kind of like Monster Hunter's mainstream, and got a lot of people into Monster Hunter, and they still swear by World, even though Rise came out. And I understand the discourse with Rise, but Rise is kind of a return to form of what we experienced with older Monster Hunter games, where World seemed to be more tailored to the larger audiences. And I think that might be just better overall for Monster Hunter games. So Wild is looking like that. And I'm hoping it is like that. So we'll have to see how that goes. And though it hasn't done super amazing on the channel, you guys have still shown interest. You guys have still had comments and information. Like, this is something I'm not, opposed to doing, because I have, I came from a place where there wasn't a ton of interest in what I was doing for a long period of time until, those people came together. So I don't want to ignore those voices, you guys who watch basically all of my content. You guys who sit back and relax and enjoy and interact. And even if you're, just someone who lurks in the background. I know my current members of the channel, of them, like only one of them really actually like jumps into the comments and says a whole lot. Other than that, they mostly kind of sit in the background. That's totally fine. Lurk on, my dudes. I appreciate your support, and I see it every single day I log on and work on videos. So thank you so much. That's something that is going to help out a tremendous amount. And just overall, we're just gonna have a good time, man. We're gonna have a good time. At the end of the day, that's the entire goal. I do this because it is a passion of mine, because I love to do it. And though I've always said you should do this only as a passion, and if you can make it into a career, then more power to you. If I can make this into a career, awesome, that'd be great. But it will remain a passion as I work on things in the background. That's pretty much all I've got for you guys today. A bit of a heavier video, apologies. I just wanted to be transparent with you all and let you know what will be coming on the horizon. As far as everything else, nothing else is changing. I'm not like opening up a Patreon. We're not starting we're not starting an OF or anything along those lines. Those support will be dramatically, not that it wasn't appreciated, but it will be dramatically more appreciated nowadays than ever. Nothing will really be changing with all of that stuff. I'm not going to start, running 3 minutes of ads every half hour on stream. It's not, none of that stuff is going to start up or anything along those lines. Unless I can bring you guys something that's insane, like when it comes to content, that's not something we'll ever do. I know some people are concerned more about like the story stuff we're going to be doing. One thing I'm going to be getting into is whenever we do more story related things over on Twitch, we'll be taking breaks during every ad break. So anytime there's an ad break, we'll take a break and let that play out. That way people aren't missing any individual content. YouTube is YouTube. Do what you got to do. Twitch is Twitch. Do what you got to do when you're dealing with ads and things of that sort. But all of that revenue is going to be very, very helpful moving forward. I'm not in a place where I'm like, this is DEFCON 5, I'm screwed. There are checks and balances put into place that I'll be able to maintain for a while, but at least as of right now, I don't know what's going on in the foreseeable future. So we're gonna take each day as we go, and we're gonna try to have fun at the same time. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching all to the end. My usual spiel is like if you enjoyed the video, so if you want to keep up with more, that is still the case for other videos, but any interaction is appreciated. And we'll see you guys all in the next video. At the time this goes live, by the way, Skull should be live, so feel free to go hang out with her. I'll make sure to leave a link in the video description. As always, and I've always said this, you do not have to pick, supporting both of us. Supporting either one of us supports us both. As I guess this is a surprise to someone, but she's my wife. We're married. So supporting her supports me. Supporting me supports her. So whoever you decide to support is totally fine. Feel free. But she'll be live as the video goes live, so feel free to go hang out with her. And yeah, either way, take care, my friends. Oh, thank you to the channel members. I'm so sorry. I was in the middle of that spiel and I interrupted it. As you can see, I've tried this a couple of times though. This is going to be my final one. This one's probably what's just going to get uploaded, but either way, thank you to the channel members. You guys are fantastic and I appreciate you all. Love your faces. Take care, my friends. Peace out.